Hey, nerds. We understand you. Drop those controllers. Lose the wizard hat. And ready your Cheetos. It's time for some hard-hitting talk about the movies, books, and games you love. So get ready, oh searcher of useless knowledge. It's time to step into the Geek Cave. Now, broadcasting from a top secret and totally awesome hidden base, I'm Ken Harris, and here's Darrin Wright, Justin White, and Chad Savage.
We're all in for ultimate, whatever. It's Geek Cave Podcast Comics. I'm Darrin.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Chad.
Let's see. Oh, my intro was put into Google Translate, and it looks like it has a Gen Z. Okay, so let's see what this does.
Oh, boy.
We're bussing with Riz, No Cap. Other podcasts are Skibbity Beta, but we're mewing Sigma Bet. Welcome to comics.
What just happened?
Either Justin had a stroke, or I did, because I understood more than half of that.
The brain rot is real.
So anyway, I want to thank Gamefly, our sponsor. With membership options for every budget, plus gifts for gamers of all ages. Gamefly has thousands of titles that you can keep as long as you want, and when you're done, just send it back in the postage-paid envelope for a new one. Or keep it forever and pay a lot less than those in-store prices. Sign up for your free 30-day trial right now using the link at geekcavepodcast.com. Darrin?
Profile picture not found.
Be gentle.
Be gentle.
Be gentle.
Be gentle.
It's Darrin's first time. Motherfucker, I told you be gentle.
Welcome to Darrin's First Time. I don't know why I do this, but it is a segment in that I try out comics.
Content.
It's content. Where I try comics out that I'm like, I might like this. It's a comic or it's a series I've never read before. And then at the end, someone leaves disappointed. So let's get started, shall we? I'm just going to read you the synopsis from the back of the book first.
Okay.
Last year, the Richard Roe murders shocked the city of Pittsburgh. In the months since, the killings have sparked a dangerous political movement, copycat killers, and a masked vigilante who's determined to hold the powerful accountable. Not a symbol, not a hero. They could be anyone. They're no one. Well, actually, it's written no/one. Plus, the story continues in Who Is No/1, a free 10-episode companion podcast starring Rachel Lee Cook from She's All That, Patton Oswalt from The Sandman and MODOK, and Todd Stashwick from Star Trek Picard. That's the synopsis on the back of the first issue of No/1.
What I appreciate right away is that the way he changes his voice for No/1.
Yeah.
Which makes it sound like suddenly Darrin has been overwritten by a computer.
I wish. This is a pretty damn ambitious book for one that's so mid. You know?
Oh, there's that slang again.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's catching on.
I'm getting ahead of myself. The book starts with a long news article. I'm talking a straight up in-world, looks like you're reading it in a Safari browser window news article that is multiple pages long. It's nothing but text talking about a mysterious video that promised consequences for rich people who get away with doing crimes. Then a collection of browser windows, all open, with stories in various window sizes having to do with various different people and stories, which I assume will all be tied back together eventually, because at this point it feels like I'm looking at a crazy person's monitor, except in comic form. Then we get 3 pages of QR codes that, if you scan, will take you to in-world lore entries. Then we get a mock Wikipedia article about a serial killer named Aaron Kern, who was doxxed by the vigilante No/1. After all of that, some 14 pages in, the actual comic begins. As in, we actually get art on the screen.
And then there's only six pages left. So, I mean, it's a quick read once you get past all the, words.
We see a young couple at an art exhibition, and he's giving, like, the most super pretentious reactions, Like, this looks like it's a piece about death and murder. And it's like a rainbow. It's just like the most pretentious stuff. But apparently, it's just pretentious enough to get his girlfriend to lead him out onto a balcony in the snow, in winter, in Pittsburgh, for a makeout session that is interrupted when she discovers a body behind their makeout location. The victim... Go ahead.
I mean, that just lacks commitment.
It does.
Yeah.
The victim...
It's not like the body's going to stop you.
The victim has been shot to death. Then we pan up, and we see someone above them dressed in what I can best describe as the following. Mysterio's Goldfish Bowl helmet, a black Dick Grayson-era Robin-sized cape, Spoiler's purple jumpsuit, the blue, like Dick Grayson Robin, the short yellow cape, but black.
Oh, okay, the cape was black.
Yeah.
I thought it was an Elseworlds, and you were saying a black Dick Grayson. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's oddly specific. No. Spoiler's purple jumpsuit, except the crotch area is blue, like on Invincible's suit. Red basketball shoes. And black and white gauntlets. I am assuming that this is No/1 because I can't think of anyone over the age of 7 who would willingly dress like this unless they were either trying to be a vigilante or just going really hard. Now, we meet up later with Ben Kern. He is the father of that serial killer I mentioned earlier in the Wikipedia article I didn't bother reading, who also happens to be the assistant police chief. The victim is Louis Capel, another rich person who apparently had been identified as a problem by No/1, but managed to evade it because, he's a rich person and they don't have consequences. And this hit a little too close to home for me, so I'm moving on. Now police are wondering if there's a copycat killer on their hands or the vigilante is going further. Then we meet Julia, a reporter for the Pittsburgh Ledger. And we sit through 3 pages of an internal staff meeting about doing a podcast about the killings. Which I imagine is the companion podcast I mentioned in the synopsis.
That also hit a little too close to home for Darrin.
Which is that I mentioned in the synopsis at the beginning of this review, and honestly, I'm too bored to give a shit anymore. See, I am sure this story would be interesting and compelling for someone, much like staring at a wall of paint drying. I made it 20 pages in, and I still had no freaking idea what was going on, why I should care in the least. No/1 isn't just a title, it's a description of who I think would like this book. No one. Call this comic an Uber and then block it on Facebook.
Wow.
You forgot the slash in the last.
I don't give a damn. By the way, just because this was so disappointing, I'll give you a preview for next month's First Time. I found a book called Man's Best, which, as far as I can tell, is about dog astronauts that pilot a mech. So that's going to be good.
It better be.
It damn well better be good.
Who's a good comic?
No/1. What a bunch of... Look at me, it's art.
Well,
it's compelling and shit.
Chad.
Yes, Justin.
Can you follow that?
Well, no. But I have been reading, and I've got a stupid question.
Oh, there are no stupid questions.
And now it's time for Chad Savage's Stupid Question.
So, Green Lanterns, right?
Yes.
They create things using the power of their ring and willpower.
Yes.
So, if Hal's just like flying through space and gets hungry, can he just willpower himself a grilled cheese sandwich? And if he does he have to continue focusing and willing that into existence until he's done, till he's excreted said hard light poo? That was going to be 2 months worth of questions, but I figure it really is just one question.
Yeah, no, I agree. It really is just one question with two parts. So hard light is not really nutritious. It's light after all, so it's not as hearty as a full grilled cheese sandwich. The bean would have to go into the mouth and down through the. I'm gonna get back to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do have a small review that is not negative.
Is it Green Lantern sandwich based?
No, but I do think if we do a companion podcast to that, it'd be pretty good. No, I also picked up Volume 6 of Taylor's run on Nightwing.
Oh yeah.
Long story short, his ex-girlfriend from back when he was Rick Grayson, the time that we don't talk about, B, turns out that she is a pirate.
Yar.
And a really good one. And someone has tried to usurp her, so he's going out to sea to help her. And the best part of this whole thing is she's like, no one's going to trust you, a superhero on my boat. You need to go put on some different clothing, look inside the chest. And all he finds is the captain's consort's outfit. So Dick Grayson's running around in tight pants and a wide open Errol Flynn shirt, and his mask. And it's a fun read. Taylor's still great. I'm looking forward to finishing that run when the next book comes out.
And somewhere in Bloodhaven, Barbara Gordon blushes.
Mm-hmm. It was good. It's still a good read.
Well, good.
Yeah,
good.
Still a good read.
Anybody read anything else?
Afraid not.
I've seen snippets of not All Star. What is it? Absolute Wonder Woman, and it looks bonkers, and I'm in.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
I accidentally let my subscription to Ultimate Spider-Man lapse, and Chad knows this. The comic book store around here is not the most reliable when it comes to getting in there, so we'll just have to see if I can track that down. Because from what I hear, it's still good. Brief spoilers, Kraven is involved now. The Ultimate Universe version.
Well, the movies are coming, so.
Yeah, but this is a good Kraven as far as an actual useful.
We don't know that the movie version of Kraven is going to be bad.
I have a strong feeling about it.
I mean, why give an entire movie about somebody if he's going to be bad?
Well, he is the villain.
No, I think that was... Never mind. That's
anyway,
a whole different...
Ultimate Spider-Man is still good from what I've seen.
Okay, good. Good. Well, if there's nothing else that anybody's read or wants to talk about, then Kent?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourself for Justin's Long Box. Yeah, baby. Extra long.
So, this month's long box, I decided to go with a Teen Titan villain.
Okay.
Cheshire.
Oh, okay.
Created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez and first appeared in Teen Titans Annual number 2 in 1983. Born, allegedly...
We don't know if she was born. We think.
Well, okay, so let me retype my notes. Born to a French father, allegedly.
There we go.
Andrea Chaumont is and a Vietnamese mother, Anna Nguyen. Jade Nguyen has an unhappy childhood and is sold into slavery because.
Well, that would do it.
That would do it, yeah.
For the unhappy childhood part.
As a young adult, after killing her master, Jade is informally adopted by Chinese freedom fighter Wang Shang and teaches her all she knows about guerrilla warfare. She acquires knowledge of poisons from... Chad is over there making monkey gestures.
The guerrilla warfare.
gestures.
The guerrilla
warfare. I mean,
Yes.
it's a DC universe. We know that Gorilla City is a thing.
That is true.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. It's fine. It's
We're
fine.
padding for time.
Monkey fighting.
Yeah.
She acquires knowledge of poisons from the famed African assassin Spitting Cobra.
Hith.
Nothing I was going to say in the rest of that paragraph is going to top that. She's a long-standing rival of the superhero team Teen Titans. However, when Roy Harper goes undercover for a government mission to get her confidence to turn her in, the two fall passionately in love. Knowing he will not be able to turn her in, he walks out. Cheshire does not learn his true identity until later. The result of their romance is a daughter, Leon, who Roy raises. Returning to her mercenary ways after leaving Roy and her baby, she saves Deathstroke's life so he can help her in stealing nuclear weapons from Russia in an attempt to blackmail the world.
For $100 billion.
I should rewatch those.
The first one is very good.
I like the second one too. Anyway.
Anyway, to prove she's not bluffing, she obliterates Quark. Karak? Q-U... Karak, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
She obliterates Quark.
Well,
Dang it.
Because like the weaponers are from Quard, and it's Karak. It's like an enemy nation to Bialia or one of the fictional places.
She obliterates that one character from DS9.
Oh boy, there's a pull.
We're called the Geek Cave. You didn't think a Star Trek reference was going to show up somewhere?
I welcome it.
Later, she joins Vandal Savage with the objective of destroying the Titans. During the confrontation, Savage shoots her to distract Arsenal. Roy Harper. And she is taken into custody and sentenced to life imprisonment for her crimes, including, the destruction of Karak. See, now I've messed myself up.
See, and I thought you were referencing the TV series Quark, which lasted 8 episodes and had to do with,
That's the reason it was canceled.
Sanitation, patrols.
I'm just happy
space.
that like nothing bad ever happened to the baby Leanne. Do not read Cry for Justice.
Then I should stop now.
Sorry, go ahead.
Eventually, Cheshire discovers that her biological is not the Frenchman that sold her into slavery, but actually a senator named Robert Pullman.
Sacre bleu.
So, and she attempts to kidnap, torture, and kill him because, Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
She does not succeed. She ends up actually kidnapping Lady Shiva, and they have it out for a bit. In an attempt to escape, Lady Shiva is set free, and Jade is punched in the face and thrown out of a helicopter by Black Canary to avoid being beaten to death by an enraged Lady Shiva.
Can you imagine trying to kidnap someone that you are pretty sure cannot defend themselves, and you end up kidnapping the most dangerous assassin in the world? Accidentally.
Yeah. Oops. Later in Justice League Cry for Justice, something bad happens.
Something very bad happens.
Something very bad happens.
And I hate it.
Cheshire is very mad. Roy is very distraught.
Cuckoo Banana Pants.
If you're interested, visit your local library.
I have Cry for Justice.
Visit your local Darrin.
I will burn Cry for Justice. It's a bad book.
Because it's uncomfortable or because it's poorly done?
Yes.
You've heard of fridging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fridge with a baby.
Huh.
Spoilers. Star City gets nuked.
Again?
Yeah, and like Roy's.
Isn't that the one that got destroyed? Like, isn't that Hell or Celebration City? Which one's Hal Jordan's?
That's Coast City.
That's Coast City.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had the wrong
Yeah,
city.
Star City gets like obliterated, and
Man, Star City, Coast City, you ought to move.
Roy's baby daughter is killed. And it causes Roy to have this mental break where at one point he thinks that he has found his daughter safe and sound, but he is actually cuddling with a dead rat in an alley.
Yeah.
It was basically a giant excuse to make Oliver Queen a killer because he ends up killing the bad guy at the end of the book.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the story.
In lighter news, Cheshire goes on to have a son with Catman. Yes, Catman.
Catman.
Wow.
Per yeah.
The boy gets kidnapped but ends up in a loving home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's Cheshire. She's the problem.
Cheshire thinks the kid has been murdered, but really he was left with a loving family, and Catman is like, you know what, the kid's better off there. Later, she forces Roy into joining her to try and kill Deathstroke because, quote, he owes her for what happened with their daughter.
Sure.
Deathstroke reveals to them that he had created a healing machine called the Methuselah device for his dying son, Jericho.
Oh, boy.
After healing Jericho, Deathstroke claims the machine can also resurrect the dead, offering Cheshire and Roy a chance to revive Leon. Cheshire accepts, but Roy refuses, saying that he has been punishing himself for his daughter's death and that Leanne is in a better place. The Titans show up and the machine is destroyed in the fight. Cheshire leaves and tells Roy that she will never forgive him. So there's everything you never wanted to know about Cheshire.
She was good.
And her daughter.
She was good in Young Justice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but for more on that very devastating story, visit your local Darrin.
I don't recommend it.
But still, visit your local Darrin. They
Yeah.
get tax subsidies for people who visit and check out books. And
we get lonely.
we get lonely. Once again, I want to thank our sponsor, Gamefly. Be sure to check out our other shows. You want me to watch what? The Week 3 podcast, the Sporadic TLDR, which the last one that went up talked about Mufasa.
Yeah.
No, the last one that went up.
Oh, that's
talked
the Switch
about
2.
Switch 2.
Two,
The
which
Switch
was
2.
better than the Mufasa one.
That's true.
Not as long. We had a lot to say about Mufasa.
Oh, and we have a YouTube channel where you can watch Geek Cave Plays and Retro Romantics. Look us up on social media, including Discord, and links to all of them can be found at our website, geekcavepodcast.com. Say hi when you stop by. Be sure to tell your friends about us. We like friends. And now, here is your out-of-context comic panel. We see a soldier with a knife, and the knife blade is glowing. He says, I shot him with a hunting knife? For Kent, Darrin, and Chad, I'm Justin, and this has been the wonderful world of comics. And remember, everyone's a geek for something.